What's going on, guys? Mike here with Chit Chat Gaming here on Chitty's World, and yeah, my monitor's a little bit bright here, but it's okay. We're gonna get through it. I'm back for the time being, anyways. It's been very crazy around here. We just welcomed a new baby into this wonderful world here just a couple weeks ago, so it's been quite the adjustment, especially at my age now. So again, though, very blessed for that. But with that being said, what I want to talk about here today really quick is also I did a video the other day, a little short unboxing Xenoblade Chronicles X here on Nintendo Switch, which I've had a lot of fun playing during my downtime that I had, which has been very little, but I've been having some time. With that being said, though, I want to go ahead and talk today about some more information because we're like 10 days out from the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct that's coming here on April the 2nd. I want to talk about here today is about some of the rumors that's out there. We've heard so many different crazy rumors about release dates, about when the pre-order date's going to be. It's been absolutely insane. I've been paying attention on Twitter. I haven't really come on here and said much because it's been changing so much here. We've had different dates. We've had dates in June. We've had dates in July. I think July 11th was one of them. And then more recently here, we have heard that there's one on May 15th. There's one on May 9th. We're going to go over that really quick here, but first things first, let's talk about here what we found on GameRant. So GameRant.com is basically talking about a brand new Nintendo Switch 2 game, potential Nintendo Switch 2 game. It's going to be coming called Ruffy and the Riverside. It says it may come to Nintendo Switch 2 as it is going to be released here on June the 26th. So the big thing with that is, though, is that everyone's assuming that since this is being supposedly ported, into the Nintendo Switch 2 world, that apparently it definitely means that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be released by at least June the 26th, which is the release date for this particular game. Now, this game is also coming out on the OG Switch, but of course there is, rumors saying that this game is also going to be potentially being imported and released on Nintendo Switch 2. So again, that definitely would hint around that Nintendo Switch 2 would be out by June 26th, which I pretty much thought so. I thought it would probably be out after probably May. I thought maybe sometime in May it would come out here, or maybe early June. But regardless, though, that's one date we have. And then kind of going through this as well here too, over on Twitter, over on the X machine, there is dates, of course, on Nintendo Prime. Ninty Prime did tweet out here on March the 13th. With May 15th with eyeballs, and of course everybody kind of took that into consideration that potentially this could be him kind of hinting around that Nintendo Switch 2 may be releasing on May the 15th. But now there's another date that has come, right? Another date has entered the chat, and it's basically going to say that Nintendo Switch 2 presumably has an internal date for May the 9th, and the system for a German retailer, Media Markets/Saturn. So there you go. There's yet another date we have of May the 9th. Now another big rumor, of course, is going to be, the pre-order date. So apparently the pre-order date, everybody is assuming it's going to happen on the 9th, on the night, of April the 2nd, the same night of the Nintendo Switch 2 live direct. Now, for me personally, do I think that's going to happen? I think it's a possibility. I know at the first Nintendo Switch that some pre-orders came up later that night as well here too. I think it'll probably be maybe a few days afterwards, but I kind of hope they don't announce it as far as like the exact date and exact time. The reason why is because it definitely prevents all the scalpers from getting out there, even though they'll find a way. I just want to be able to get my hands on Nintendo Switch 2. So, do I personally think that April 2nd will be the pre-order date? It could happen, but again, no, I really think it's going to come at a later date. But with that being said, though, make sure you are ready and make sure you're good to go, because if it is going to be on April the 2nd, if they do announce that pre-orders are available, this evening, then you're going to make sure you're ready to go, because we're going to have to make sure we beat those scalpers. But again, though, that's kind of what I'm on here today to talk about. I just want to get your guys' idea. I've been seeing all these different freaking rumors, these different dates floating around. We will know more here in due time, because we don't have much more time to wait until April the 2nd for the official Nintendo announcement about this, when we will find out the pricing, which is also rumored to be like $4.99, which I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be around like $399. Personally, I think it's going to be a $400 console. But with that being said, though, we definitely will find out more information on, like I said, on the dates, the launch date, on the launch games, as well as, of course, the pricing and such on this console on April 2nd when we do have the Nintendo Switch Direct. But I did find it really interesting that things like places like Game Rant stuff is definitely getting hyped for this and talking about it and such, and basically just saying that this game that's coming out here, the Ruffy and the Riverside, may have potential port over to Nintendo Switch 2. So again, definitely interested to see, how this goes and where we go from here and what is the actual date. But I'm gonna still say, for me personally, it's going to be sometime in May is when we're going to see Nintendo Switch 2. So make sure you guys like this video if you choose to. Let me know down below what you guys think here. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on that bell notification to keep updated with all things here. That is Chit Chat Gaming here on Chitty's World. And as always, guys, happy gaming.